Evening, guys. Well, I thought I'm going to have to touch base with you. You really will start thinking I'm bleeding dead. Oh, God. I got a really bad chest infection. Had the doctor out yesterday. And told her I wanted 46, not 46. And proper stuff that goes in me nebulizer. So I definitely know I ain't got long left now. In fact, when somebody gets 46, without having to go to a dietitian and jump through hoops, you know you're dying. It's a sure sign. So, you're going to have to bear with me on this. Today's video, due to the fact that lens fell out and now the frame's broke. Got no spectacles. My friends left these. Well, look, I can't see through the cunts. So, got a magnifying glass. Let's clean it. Okay, a bit. So this isn't actually my blog. This is the second long-awaited half to the narcissist one at Eckington. So, let's jump in, shall we? Oh, God. It's like being a bloody detective. Well, some of you remember that TV show, Neighbours from Hell, weren't it? And then we did like an adult version, didn't we? Killed by My Neighbour. I don't know if anyone remember that. And as you all know, I'm from Sheffield, but I'm not sort of from the heart of the Steel City. I'm more like on the outskirts of it. It's in a village called Eckington. And it's really, really, really on the border. It's like got Sheffield postcode, but a Chesterfield phone code. It's literally on border. It's an old mining village, as I've said before. So it's, what they don't know, they'll make up, at any cost, like I've said. And it's very small, one road through, one road out, so to speak. Can't fall asleep on buses on this it. If you don't blink or fall asleep, you'll see very nice, well-trimmed gardens, beautiful, sparkling curtains that are hung at crystal clear windows, freshly painted doors with no scuff marks. It looks lovely to the naked eye. But once you open your eyes, you see what's behind them doors. It's very, very different. And they're horrible people. They really are. They're very small-minded. They're bullies. They're definitely bullies. The grasses, not police. If your face doesn't fit, that's it. They really are very, very, very. The main one is the judgmental. And they sort of, we always, it's a standing joke sort of, the nearer you get towards Eckington, how sort of backwards it is. I mean, as you get closer to Chesterfield, you've got a stable dimension. We always show that they're inbred, but Eckington isn't that far off, If you imagine somebody, if I said to you, what does, sort of, what do people think of crackheads? And a lot of people will think they scum at earth. Well, that's what everybody in Eckington would think, it's a very nice, it's a nice, quiet village. I mean, I looked it up. The crime rate in June, there were only 55 crimes. Mind you, the top crime in Eckington, believe it or not, is sexual crime and violent crime. And then the one below it is antisocial behaviour, which, funnily enough, that's what we're going to be discussing, kind of, isn't it? I've always lived there, but always felt that I didn't really fit in. I sort of never belong there. I know how to behave. I'll fit in the roughest of council estates. Yeah, I'll fit in, thousands of pounds worth of restaurant with millionaires. I know how to speak. I know how to hold my language down. But I can't hold my mouth with these sorts of people. You know, I don't like bullies. That's my problem. I don't like bullying and I don't like seeing it. I don't like trolls. I've never been bullied and I've never bullied. I don't like it and I don't agree with it. And I have to say something. Just like when I see that, you know, the man who hits his dog, I have to intervene. If there's an underdog in front of me that I know I could stop or help, I will. So we're going to talk about when I lived at Ash Crescent. And as I said, I had two neighbours like everybody. The one that wasn't joined on to me, they're called Anne and Dave. And the ones that are joined on to me are called Paul and Nicola. And for the purpose of this video, I'm going to call it the Amityville Horror House. Because, guys, they didn't just stop at me. They started on the new tenants. Hence the video before it. Okay? And I do also want to say, if anybody from Eckington watches it, and they go and tell these neighbours and they watch it, the lady who lives at my old house has not asked me to do this at all. I'm doing this off my own back because I'm a mouthy cunt and I don't believe in bullying. And that, sorry, Anne and Dave, Nicola and Paul, are what you are still doing. And you say I'm not a great role model for kids. You know, they don't even let their daughter play with certain people, children, if the mum's ever, God forbid, been on drugs. You know, whether they're clean or not, you know. They're not setting the best example, in my opinion, as I'll point out later on. So I just want to say that I, Victoria Saunders, are doing this because I want to do this. Nobody's asked me, so leave her the fuck alone. Right, so, with me, how this all started, really, I don't fucking know. They're very bizarre. I've sort of wrote down types of things that they did, and who was it. Though Nicola and Paul, they used to ring the housing a lot, over my high grass, and high hedge, and it coming out onto the pavement as well. I get that, I get it. Nobody wants to look at a horrible garden, but we're not talking like, you fucking lost your dog in it. You were like children of the fucking corn. It was in winter, this. I mean, what the bleeding hell did they want me to do? Get fucking electrocuted with edge trimmers? If it bothers you that much, come and fucking do it. I don't get it. I mean, you don't need to phone the housing, do you? I mean, your neighbours. I mean, like I've said, I haven't mentioned yet, but I used to go to school with this girl. She came to my parties. It's unreal. Every school in Eckington that I've ever been to, the first the infants, then the juniors, and then the seniors, right up until the juniors, until you start splitting classes, I was in her class. Wow. Anyway, so they would do that. Instead of just coming and knocking on the door and saying, Vicky, come on, love, I'm fucking knocking missing out on these bleeding branches. As I'm walking past house, get it done, lass. Not hard, is it? But no, they like to ring council up, and pretend it's not them and pretend they've not got a problem with it because they're two-faced. They would post Facebook posts. One of them said something along the lines of, somebody should go and rape my next door neighbour. Yeah, I know. One said, my neighbour must have got a big fine in court because she's had 3 male visitors today. I thought, fucking hell, does that want a job as my accountant, thee? So I can fucking add up. Jesus fucking Christ. What else did they do on Facebook? Oh, and then when they get caught out, you know, especially the rape one. It was at the time where she were a dinner lady. You know, she's not academically clever by miles, you know. She was a dinner lady, and they had a special needs child. Not Down syndrome, but he needed sort of extra help, and I think he was autistic. I think, you know, he wasn't a spaz. And he had like a, you know, they don't like change, do they? I'm not sure exactly what. Anyway, but he had like a one-to-one sort of teaching assistant type thing that helped him out. And she was going on a holiday. Well, it turned out that, because we all know, they know each other. It's like fucking wife swapping, you know, that sort of shit in Eckington. This kid knew Nicola. So they said, do you want to help out till this woman comes back off her jollies? Wet fucking woman must have saw fucking sense and said, I'm not bleeding coming back. So, because he built up a rapport, because he already knew her, they put her through the relevant qualifications. So really, she just, look, you know, I don't know why it is. Why them sort of horrible bastards get look like that without having to do all the real fucking work. But that's how it always is, I guess, isn't it? So she's now got access to my son. And I was on the run, stupidly. Take all responsibility. Paid the price, I've been to prison, I hold my hands up, I've done my time, you know. But I was on the run. And obviously, if you know, they don't look for any reason to sort of tell the police where I am. I mean, Christ almighty, I'm very surprised they didn't hire a fucking private detective. You know, because they were really struggling on this one. So they kept asking my son where I was. My little boy, it was in the first reception. Really overly questioning. They even went on a school trip, and she made sure she sat next to my son, Jensen. Then when his dad would come and pick him up, she would question Stephen, and she would say, you know, I'm sick of listening to Vicky having sex with black men with the window open in all hours of the morning. Blatant lie, because like I said, they're grassing people from Eckington, especially the ones next door to me. You know, they're looking for anything. You know, I'm not going to go to my house on the run and have sex with anybody, whatever colour they are. You know, so there's, you know, there's lies like that. And with the rape one, she took it down. So you literally had to be in her little circle. And my old skill, darling, you had to be now in her little circle to see it, where before, when she first put it up, she'd not set that, so anybody could see it. So my dad we all, you know, found out about it. And my dad's trying to get hold of it. And he said, I'll give anybody £100 if you bring me a printout of this comment. So about a week later, somebody come and knocked on the door. And it was, I'm not going to say who it is, it was a friend, Levi's friend's mum. So one of his little friends, obviously has a mum, and she brought it. And she knocked on the door and she said, Brian, I brought you this and I think it's fucking wrong. And I says, I'll come in and I'll get you money. She went, I don't want no money, Brian. You know, I haven't got it for Victoria. She's old enough, daft enough and gobby enough to stick up for herself. But I don't think it's fair. You know, she's got kids and how they're treating Levi at school, which I'll get to that in a minute. And obviously with Jensen as well. So we got this printout, and Baker's School is exactly across, which you'll see in my documentary, across from where my mum lived, and where my dad lived. So I've gone to all I've gone to school there when I was at that age. Then my nephew, because my mum sort of kind of brought my nephew up, he went to that school as well. When Daniel when my nephew started at nursery, my mum used to go and help out one afternoon a week. And even when he moved up into reception, well out of nursery, my mum still went. My dad's been Father Christmas back when you could sit on his knee. I mean, he got a lot to answer for that fucker where I'm concerned, but never mind. We even, me auntie worked in Debenhams and or House Fraser or something, and we got all the display for Christmas. Massive range of life size. More or less, we used to lend them that, they broke it. My kids have gone to school there. We've got a bit of history basically. So anyway, my dad says I want a meeting. And headmistress, because obviously my dad were ill, they come to my dad's house, because like I say, it's literally across the road. Told them, showed them. We even shown them the printout, the paper. Their answer was, there's absolutely nothing we can do, Brian. Victoria, our suggestion is you take him out of school. Wow. And, that's saying, so you're quite happy to have somebody around children like that who are questioning kids, using unnecessary words. They're getting their children to come up to my eldest grandson and say, your mummy is a prostitute and on drugs. She puts a post up about somebody should go and rape my next door neighbour. My dad says, what if somebody had been pissed up that night and gone and done just that? Broke into that house, thought, I don't fucking like Victoria, she's not well liked as it is. I'll fucking show him. And my grandkids would be in that house. And he's got a point. And their point was, we're moving schools then. So that's why he never went any further than Berkhill School at all. Another one, let's have a look what they did. They had a motion sensor CCTV. Now everybody's got him, haven't they? But not facing your fucking neighbour's front door. So every time I went in, you'd hear this thing and it'd click on and it'd record. Unreal. Unfucking real. And this is around the time, I always remember, when the 50 Shades of Grey book had come out, everyone was, so engrossed in it. They probably don't even know that 50 Shades of Grey came out, because they were too bothered and too into the antics on 139 Ash Crescent to be fucking bothered. They'd come out of Berkhill School, they'd still be there till it was time to fucking pick them up, talking about what they were going to do bleeding next. They they rang the police once. I don't know which one it was one or the other on this one. And I got pulled by the police because, when you're in court, they tell our world, don't they? Local paper. And they'll have been waiting for that, They probably even subscribed for a year or something to make sure they got it first, They're that fucking idiots. Anyway, so I've got this car, which I shouldn't have. Don't condone it, don't it? We all do things when we're not in a good place, don't we? So anyway, they pulled me over, I've stopped. And I've not had a drink at all. Get me out of the car, can we best live you, Victoria? I went, yeah, of course you can. And I blew 0 or whatever that is. I was not over the limit. So obviously they're taking the car and they're taking me because I'm driving, well banned, drive by, banned on bail, this is my next offence, all this. So I said, why did you want to breathalyse me? Because I don't like police, but I certainly don't verbally abuse them because I'm going to be in them fucking cells a lot longer. So they said, well, a concerned neighbour, either fucking Nicola or Paul, or Dave and fucking Anne, or short story, is it? I don't know. They put their car keys in a fucking bowl, and it weren't for swinging, love, trust me. It was for fucking grassing. So they said, I've just seen my neighbour stumbling out of the door. She was that drunk, she nearly fell down. She couldn't get into the car because she's that drunk, and she's drove off. Well, a big news flash. If you'd have just rung up and said, my neighbour, yeah, she's fucking been in court, she's banned, and she's driving. They would have still come out, they would have still took my car, I still got arrested, anyway. So, now, it's not like before, you don't sit there all fucking night. You just get in and out with driving charges. And, yeah, so, I even made them call it fucking Tesco, love. I've got the cheek of the devil. So, obviously, I've come back, but minus a car. So, the next day, I bought another car. So, they realised calling police, it ain't bothering me. Not really. To take my car and we get another one. So, in middle of night, it's got school run meeting. They must have drawn short straws. And don't know which one it were again. But they went and took my windscreen wipers. You can't make it up. You can't make it up, tyres let down, cars scratched, bins next to cars, ringing police when me and my youngest son's dad would argue. Yet when they've seen me being dragged out with an axe to my head, chucked in a van, they've never rung police. What else have they done? Come out and measured to see how far I am over on, so, their gate, that's Anne and Dave, that one. What else? Scrape cars again, like I say. I had the fence, it was one of them chicken wire shit things, and it broke and it flopped. And whoever's side, you walk down your gate, and if it's fallen over onto Anne and Dave's side, they just shove it back. It's so pathetic. So pathetic. Now, unfortunately, this has carried on. And I was quite shocked. Because the lady who lives there, she's ever so nice. She's got a business in Eckington. She's lived in Eckington all her life. She used to actually go out with my brother. I don't fucking know why. I think she went blind for a bit. Lost all her senses. But my mum was like a second mum to her. So she sort of known me before I was even born. And, they got the keys to the house. And instead of, first thing city neighbour, not like, oh, nice to meet you, I'm on a day from next door, help you need, knock on. Right. Don't park all my bit. Because his last neighbour, she used to fucking do it on purpose. You might know her. Victoria Saunders. She was a prostitute and a drug addict. Oh, she says. Tell me something I don't know about Victoria, love. Tell me something new. Everybody knows that about her. I've known her mum all her life. Most of them, used to go out with her son. And I've known Victoria her whole life. Just because she does that does not make her a bad person. At all. So she wouldn't engage in slagging me off. And that's from then now. It started again. They do things like let her tyres down, scratch a car. They let their dog literally shit on the curb where her door is. They told us to park the other way and get out onto the road. But the woman's got bad knees. And why the fuck should she? These buses were whizzing round, even though it shouldn't, but they do. So, what's she going to do? Lose a fucking limb? It's unreal. Lie, they say she's stalking her now because she's bumped into her once on a fucking dog walk. They follow her son to the shop and back. Intimidation. They've been on her grounds and smashed a fairy, and I've witnessed this, and that hasn't come from her. It was when I was filming once. They didn't know I was there, and I sort of got it on camera. And And then I decided I'm going to come back and do the video because I didn't want to. I got really good footage there. But anyway, the cat, they basically said if it fucking comes on our garden, we'll fucking kick the cat off. You know, they've got like a. She doesn't like dogs. She won't let him have a dog. And he wanted one. So they compromised and got a Shih Tzu. Don't know. And it literally has got that much gardens going. Can't go on the grass because it wheezes. Hello? Which it dies, can die, you know, it dies your grass, doesn't it? And, you know, they're out there with scissors. They've lobbed a mulberry bush down, blackberry bush down, what isn't even hers. You know, I'll put a video up soon. She's leaning over. I'm like, fall fucking in, you witch. She fucking done. I bet she's glued to them bastard fucking stepladders, I'll tell you. Filming her. Every camera that they have got on their house all points to this woman's house. The Amityville horror house. What else have they done? Let's have a look. I think that's it, and that's what they continuously do. You know, they killed plants before. The cat she had to take the cat to the vet because it had been hit in the face, basically. You know, and it was like sort of where a cat sort of jumps onto the fence, and I reckon she's get it a good whack with the fucking, you know, the rake or something. There's nothing else, you know, it's not going to get harmed inside its own house, is it? You know, and now it doesn't like going out towards them. So, you know, and like I said, they're now saying about stalking. And, you know, Nicola and Paul, they're fucking just two-faced bastards anyway. But Anne and Dave have just seemed to have taken over. It's like it was Nicola and Paul's turn when I was here. And then now it's Anne and Dave. If they get rid of fucking me mate and her kids, it's going to be back to Paul and Dave. You know, and they're going to go on like that, I think. But you don't live in, you know, this Eckington. Get your fucking nose up from bleeding out your arse. And it always, you know, fucking hell, selling drugs, Victoria. Now listen to me, guys. Right? She's a fucking thingy assistant. He's a bastard builder. And listen, they're growing weed, mate. I'm telling you. I clocked it when I was fucking there. I know what they're doing. They've got a fucking great caravan. They had a motorhome that they sell for 28 grand. Listen, I don't much know. I watch you guys. You don't know what's coming. So fucking, they'll probably phone police again anyway. They always phone police a lot. It's them who they phone police and told me I was harassing them because at first video, fucking idiots. Anyway, they've got an hot tub. I bet that's fucking mine and all. Hot tub, fucking summer house. They're going all the holidays to Orlando. You know, horse riding. Fucking a new caravan. Both got cars with private plates. You're growing weed. You're growing weed, mate. So yeah, guys. So this is the second narcissist video. Hope you enjoy. I'll see you later.